The fire department was paged out approximately 10:20 in the evening for a fire at the location of Miss Norton, which is an abandoned house. I think it's been abandoned for 4 or 5 years. Heavy log construction, close proximity to her neighbor. When the officer in charge arrived on scene, it was already well on its way. We experienced some issues with water supply due to the age of the hydrants that are in the area and only having the 2.5 inch outlets rather than the 6 inch that would be better for our trucks for water supply. So we had to prioritize what we had to do. We needed to shut out that abandoned structure first before we moved the men in up to the Gail LeBourne's house on the 2nd floor to gain access to the attic. I know some people were upset in the background that we weren't doing anything, but we did have a strategy. We knew what we were doing. We had to prioritize what had to be done. It took a while, almost an hour and a half, to get the fire where we were comfortable to say it was under control, and then another hour after that to say it was out, and then we had overhaul. So we had 26 men there. We had one man taken to hospital for cardiac-related issues, who was released this morning. He's gonna go for more testing. So I know that Dale's house has suffered significant damage to the upstairs bedroom and the garage, and I believe that portion of the house is gonna have to come down. Her original residence, it's mostly smoke damage, so it's salvageable. The abandoned house, it's finished. It burned right down to the ground. It was perfect conditions last night for a calamity, if you wanna call it that. An old house of thick wood beams and the wind coming out of the west just pushed it. We saved the house on the left. There was some minor damage to that, but we got that under control. It was spectacular. It was raining, red hot embers all over the neighborhood. So we had to have all the houses in the backyard checked also while this was going on. And the peacekeepers, I believe, evacuated, I think, 11 residences. I'm led to believe that the older kids were using that as a get-together place maybe, or party house, and it's definitely suspicious. If anybody knows anything, it would be nice if they would come forward and report it, because this has really significantly damaged somebody's living, their residence, and their sense of security.
I want to just give out props to the Kahnawake Fire Brigade, the peacekeepers, for their quick response. It's amazing the fact that while everyone else will run away from something like this, that they run directly into it. It's amazing. That's the first thing. But as you know, on behalf of my mother, I mean, it's awful. You know, it's affected us obviously, but it affected my neighbor. I mean, I can't imagine what she's going through. I know what we're going through, but our place was abandoned. I mean, she lives in that home, and my heart goes out to her. One of the things I think right now, what we're trying to figure out is emotionally what we're going to do. Unfortunately, there was no insurance on the home once it was abandoned. There's a lot of things that just kind of transpired over the few years, and so I mean we're really in a daze right now. I would hope that there's a solution to this, or something comes out of this positive. And if there's somebody who's out there who knows something about this, come forward, say something, because my mother's devastated. That's more than anything else. It's right now. She's hard to console. Because there's a lot of memories. It's like she worked hard for this place.
You know what year it was built?
Mid-50s, from what I was told. And then the back part was built in 1982. All the logs were from Kahnawake. So it's gone now.